now you're at West America Bank. How long you been there for?
It's been a short while. It's under a year that I've been at West America. Uh, Certainly enjoying working in the overall IT, information security, and vendor management was always one of the areas that I have developed into through the decade plus now. A lot is around the information security work with all the changes and things that we need to ensure are happening. So obviously working with the regulators in the backyard all the time. A lot is around risk management.
Well, let me ask you about that because we're working on a big project right now around security, and it went when everybody went remote. That had to throw a big snafu into security because you got everybody going from primarily working in an office to working almost 100% remote.
Right.
What kind of things or what kind of risks did you open yourself up to with everybody working remotely? Was that a big thing for the company?
So, in my previous worlds, and I bring that in context, certainly we had set up more of the remote work. And for years, actually over, almost 2 decades, I think I've been myself remote working. So, whether it was VPN or other methods, we have been doing that. So it was not net new for me to get into it. But I would say that what has happened in the industry is that suddenly your surface area for attacks has just become infinitely large because you had generally the perimeter was your data center or it could be your vendor's data center, and some resources could at some point of time work remotely. So people had some basic security put in place, multi-factor authentication, and what you would typically look to do an endpoint, whether it's protection, whether it's prevention, whether it's identification, you work towards a lot of solutions there. So certainly for the industry, it's a new thing because your surface area has just immensely grown. Every home is now your office.
Right.
And, it's their own sometimes PCs, it's their own phones, and you are at a device level when you've got the attack agents coming from everywhere, right? So it's a bombarding of the risk for everyone. That being said, at our place, we've continued to have a lot of work from the premises itself. So that's interesting when it comes to our bank. A lot of the strategy has been to keep the production systems pretty much air-gapped from global networks, keeping it pretty secure from that perspective. What we had to invest in a lot is how do you work in this pandemic situation. So planning around the pandemic, ensuring you're following all the guidelines, work through the safety and security of people, and still have the ability, as you said, coming on remote, providing the right kind of infrastructure to do those things. Obviously, a lot around increasing security in that space. So we've been slower than most others who have gone overnight in just having to go remote. I think we've had the advantage that we've had the infrastructure to run it.